For the past month, we've been trying to figure out what is happening in McKenna's body that's making her feel sick. Today, we'll take what we've learned to rule out 2 diseases McKenna might have. We started by reading McKenna's doctor's note. Her doctor said that McKenna had nausea, vomiting, abdominal cramps, diarrhea, fatigue, weight loss, muscle cramps, a rapid or fast heartbeat when she exercised, brain fog or difficulty concentrating, and difficulty breathing with exercise. He also wrote that she complains that her stomach hurts after she ate and that she felt nauseous, like she was going to throw up. Her parents said she ate regular meals but suddenly has started losing a lot of weight. She said she often has diarrhea and stomach cramping, and she has a hard time breathing when she tries to play basketball and she gets out of breath quickly. Finally, she complains of feeling tired and weak all the time. We reviewed her symptoms, and we decided that her symptoms were probably coming from her digestive system. So, we decided to perform an endoscopy where we took pictures of the inside of McKenna's digestive system. Let's review. We saw that McKenna's esophagus looks pretty similar to a healthy esophagus. Let's look at her stomach. We saw that McKenna's stomach also looked pretty similar to a healthy stomach. Beginning of small intestine. We saw that the beginning of McKenna's small intestine looked similar to a healthy small intestine, but we were starting to see some differences. Mainly, this one was really bumpy and had ridges, but hers didn't have as many ridges. Next, we looked at the middle of the small intestine, where we noticed that McKenna's small intestine looked very different from a healthy small intestine. And the large intestine, where we saw that McKenna's large intestine looked pretty similar to a healthy small intestine, but maybe a little bit different color. Next, we looked at food data to try and figure out what was going on. We saw that McKenna's small intestine had more protein than a healthy small intestine, had less fatty acids, more fat, less glucose, and more complex carbohydrates, which makes sense because if she had more of complex carbohydrates, it's because they hadn't been broken down into glucose yet. In her large intestine, things looked even more alarming. A healthy large intestine should not have any fatty acids, glucose, or complex carbohydrates. But McKenna had fatty acids, glucose, and other complex carbohydrates, which means we knew that those were coming out in her poop. Our goal today is to rule out 2 diseases. Rule out means to say she definitely does not have them. We're going to look at 4 diseases: diverticular disease, celiac disease, Crohn's disease, and colitis. And your job will be to compare McKenna's endoscopy pictures with the endoscopy pictures of people who have these diseases, and to compare McKenna's symptoms with the symptoms of people who have these diseases. Remember, our goal today is to rule out or get rid of 2 of these diseases and say we have enough information to know that McKenna definitely does not have them.